comment.
Yes.
Yeah, this question is fastest finger first. Anybody can answer this. See, point is this: we had a lot of discussions on sustainable housing for masses and all that. Apart from maybe a couple of entities here, nobody's really involved in this kind of a housing projects. At least the people I know out here on the panels and all that. Apart from a couple of people, exceptions are always there,
right?
right? So again, it comes to boils down to the intent versus execution. Intent is good. Execution could be what Anuj has absolutely, hit the hammer right on the head of the nail, that 500 to 4. That happens. That's one part. So how serious we are. Reservation point brought up by Rajesh also is interesting, but then what reservations are done to this country? Everybody knows how they are misused. So ultimately it points down to the simplification of the systems. It points down to creating a mechanism where your financing is easy and transparent. And it also means that what was one of the key points yesterday, that wherever you are looking for these sustainable housing projects, you really have to have an integrated transportation model.
Right.
That point wasn't touched. So when you have meetings like this, I believe, first of all, compliment Mr. Naveen Raheja and his team. When you have meetings like this, then you also need to have people from maybe Ministry of Surface Transport and others. Otherwise, it becomes one-sided affair. We are saying that whatever everything happens. But then where's the sustainability of this conference? Thank you.
We will take note, and it's not only surface transport. We have to do. Actually, we have been trying to coordinate various ministries. They don't want to remove their toll barriers, So that is another problem. So we are trying our level best. We'll continue our struggle.
May I ask a question?
My name is Akash Jindal. We have talked a lot about affordable housing. Now, when we talk about transfer charges of houses in this country, what I've been told is that the transfer charges, the registry charges, are perhaps amongst the higher side in the world. So this could be, this question ideally should be to the government or the state governments. Shouldn't there be a reduction in the transfer charges if the government is actually serious that poor people, underprivileged people, I would say underprivileged people should buy houses, that the transfer charges should be on the lower side? I think my builder friend would support me on that. But one thing I would like to ask my builder friends also, that when, in case of a builder also, we go for transfer of a flat, certain times you realize that the transfer charges are as high as 0.5% or 1%. So any of you could, gentlemen, could answer this. Like, I could understand that if transfer is taking place, some amount of clerical energy, some amount of thing is being used. But is it just to recover the cost of the input which you are doing in transfer, or that also, with due regards, is a profit-making exercise for a builder, that you have sold the flat, recovered the cost, and subsequently also it should be a milk cow?
Sunil, I think you should answer that, because it is a sore point with consumers. So stamp duty, I don't think developers can answer. Their demand is also to bring down transfer charges.
Their own transfer charges, at least they can answer.
I'll take that.
Okay, let Mr. Chaudhary handle the stamp duty, because he is quasi-government.
As far as masses are concerned, for which this conference is there today, yesterday we saw the model of Rajasthan. They said that there is a 10 rupees stamp duty for EWS and 25 rupees for LIG. So
Absolutely.
this is government is already taking. Some of the state governments are coming forward. We are in JNURM also. We have stated 3 pro-poor reforms, where we said that urban local bodies, they spend all the money on the rich areas and rich portions of the city. We say that 25% should be earmarked for urban poor. We also say that 25% of the funds should be marked for urban poor as well as areas which you develop. And we have also stated that 5% stamp duty should be brought down to 5% of the cost. These are the carrot and stick policy, because the central government only can give them funds on basis of some conditions, but we can't force them that you bring it to down. This is an endeavor of the central government, as well as we are also an appraisal agency of JNURM, where HUDCO has done the maximum role. We are also telling them that you bring down these kind of costs, so that end user, basically EWS and LIG fellows, should get the benefit of it. Rest, Mr. Bhaiya will answer the other question.
I think if I can rephrase your understanding from your question, you have 2 parts to your question. One is, our transfer charges are the highest in the global standards. And second is, why are there transfer charges of stamp duty on secondary sales?
Yes, yes. Why should a builder charge? See, if I purchase the flat from any of you gentlemen for 1 CR, you have recovered your entire cost profitability. After that, there could be 4 transfers, 5 transfers. I could understand if there could be 2,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees, which would be the actual cost incurred in the transfer, clerical cost. But why should it be as high as 1% or 1.5% or even 0.5%? I mean, why should it be a profit-making opportunity for builders, which is there in certain cases when a person wants to transfer it from A to B or B to C?
See, if I can just put your perspective in the right place.
It is not profit making, I'll answer in a shortcut. It is a profit sharing opportunity, you know.
So you want to keep on checking.
Okay, on
Second,
that.
second part is,
Yes.
second part is, a developer is also an entity along with its employees and everything. So once a transfer is taken place, there are 3 or 4 divisions which take part. So there's a finance, administration, customer service and everything. The developer at 2,000 rupees charges what you're proposing. What is the salary he's expected to deliver to his employees and for lifelong? Because your property is not made for 10 years, 5 years, 15 years. It's made for lifelong. The developer is supposed to be there with you for a lifelong, unless the entire housing is transferred to the urban land unit. Now here, the second question is, the stamp duty is highest in the world. I agree with you on that part. But there are cities like Delhi which have no mines, no revenue generation. So real estate is the only way they can share their revenues with you.
Okay.
It's sale basically, not transfer.
All right. I think we'll have to conclude because some people are
Last
really
question,
hungry.
please. Just one more question.
May
Can
I ask a
No, no, no,
question?
sir. There is a next conference which has to be started. Very sorry, but we are all here for lunch together and the panelists are here. And I'm sure we'll have more interactive sessions. Yes.
Now, one last question, madam. Mr. S.K. Chaudhary has made a very good valid point. I am here. Excuse me, madam. On the left side.
Yes.
Here I am.
Right.
Mr. S.K. Chaudhary has made a very valid point. All these incentives which has to be given by the state governments, like the stamp duty or the VAT, everything, if Rajasthan can do it, Rajasthan has got a good model of this mass housing. Other state governments are not doing it. Mr. Ajay Makan is not here, otherwise we would have asked a question. How these guidelines will be implemented by the state government? Even the conditions of JNNURM, many state governments are not doing it. Mr. Chaudhary admitted it. If this is the key point for mass housing, for sustainable housing, make the state governments accept that they have to also sacrifice if they want to make reservations for the builders, 15 to 25%, we are going to do it. We are going to do it, we are going to commit it. You also do your part. How will you make the state governments accept all these things? What is the mechanism? What is the guidelines? What is the system?
Absolutely.
And when there's a petrol cess and an education cess across the board, why should only the developers be asked to provide this EWS housing, and why should it be made compulsory rather than incentivize it?
Okay. Why not, Mr. Chaudhary? But this really,
The reason
I
for
know
this is, you said that